Hello and thanks for watching. This week I'm going to do a little bit of a different video. I've been promising for a while that I was going to give you my cost for the RTR, and because I'm doing the video on the expenses of the RTR, I thought I'd give you the expenses as well so you can compare them with my trip up north this summer. So let's get started.
We can travel the world, so just say yes. Choose to do whatever comes next. So just be brave and come along. I wanna do it all.
The reason I wanted to do this is because a lot of people are always questioning, like, how much does it cost? How much does it cost? I want you to know that I travel really frugal. I have a small RV. I don't have to go to campgrounds. I can park anywhere overnight. So this is why I wanted to give you the price of what it would cost if you were traveling my way with very limited campgrounds. Just to give you an idea that you don't have to be in campgrounds, and if you don't, you really could save a lot of money and you could really live on the road cheaply. If I was living on the road, I wouldn't be moving as much, but because I've been sitting here under quarantine for a couple of months, I decided, I want to go and I want to do stuff and I want to see things and then come back home and wait for the election to be over so that I can do some other stuff. If I was traveling full time, I would still go to see these things, but I wouldn't be moving as fast. I'd budget my mileage per day so that I was moving on my way to Kentucky. I'd still spend the same amount of money because it's the same distance, but I wouldn't have to do it all in 30 days. I can do it maybe in 3 months or something like that. So I hope that you understand how that works. Just going from Walmart to Walmart, Cracker Barrel, moving around, going to a park for the day, going to a Cracker Barrel for the night, which is what I do. You can really live pretty frugally out there on the road. Okay, first of all, I want to talk about the amount of days that I was out west. Out west, I did a trip. It was 74 days. I was on the road for 74 days. That's a little bit over 2 months. And I went during the month of mid-December all the way to first week of March when the coronavirus started. So I'll give you my expenses for that trip, and then I'll give you my expenses for my trip recently. In gas, I spent $1,573.88. And I spent $800 of that just to get to the RTR. I had to get an oil change. That was $152, and I had to get that in Arizona because of the mileage that I was doing on. That was already on my way back, but not all the way back, but on the return trip, that's when I had my oil change done. I think it was at a Jiffy Lube I had it done. It always costs me more when I do it in a place like that than with my mechanic. My mechanic doesn't charge me as much for an oil change. I spent $128 in an RV park, so in total was $128. I spent $26 in admissions to several of the parks. My propane was about $100, and the propane that I was using was mostly just the bottles, the canisters. That's what I spent for 74 days to heat up my RV with Mr. Buddy. Make sure that you know this is not the propane for the kitchen. This is the propane for the Mr. Buddies, those little green bottles. $100 is what I spent. So I was using the heater a lot. Another one is propane for food. I pretty much only spent $10. So I only filled up, I think, one time during the whole trip. But I was using butane bottles as well. And I spent $13 to in canisters for my butane, but I didn't use up all my butane canister. I think I bought 4 of them, and that was my price. So I still had like 2 of them after that, and I think I only used up 2 of them. My national park pass I paid $80 for, and I also spent $200 to eat out. So in different places we ate out. We might have gotten a burger here, I might have gone to Panera, sometimes most likely to upload a video. McDonald's, coffee. And that also includes the campsite when we did our campfires. That some of us bought marshmallows, or we did a couple of cookouts. So I bought hot dogs for the girls and beans and some stuff like that. So in total, this is not including my grocery bills. This is just $200 was what I spent in 74 days in food, eating out. I know it was Christmas time, so I know for New Year's we went out to eat, and then I also had another dinner that I treated the girls on our last night, me, Pam, and Sandy on our last night, and also treated them to Cracker Barrel. So things like that I spend money on, that's what I spent. So in total, my trip to the RTR from Florida, mid central Florida, all the way to the RTR and the surrounding areas, exploring. And remember, I sat for 2 weeks in Quartzsite, so I wasn't moving during Quartzsite. So in total for the whole trip, I spent $2,299.21. That was my expenses in a truck camper, okay? If I had a travel trailer, a large one like my Airstream, and I was pulling that, I would probably have spent way more money on gas than I did, because I know that one of the girls, Darlene, was traveling with us, and she was pulling her trailer, and she would need to fill up before we did. And if you don't know about that, I'm going to link a video that I did recently about traveling in the caravan. What are the pros and the cons of traveling with different types of RVs? If you haven't seen that, I'll link that video below. Okay, so that was my trip out west. That was 74 days that I traveled during the holiday season. So now, and remember, that's cold weather, so it's not just that it was hot. It was hot in Arizona. It's hot like for 3 hours, and then the rest of it is cold during the day. So I just want you to know that's why I had to use a lot of propane. And that doesn't include like clothing. That doesn't include like repairs for my RV. I spent an extra $272 on top of the, so I'm giving you the total of what's the basics, $2,299.21, but on top of that I had $272.88 above that, which was like our repairs, things that I had to fix, this and that, whatever, little things here and there that are more personal to me, that I'm not including with the more like generic numbers. So you can see that I spent a good almost $2,500 on this trip. Do I think there was a value going there? My value was in going to Arizona. The value wasn't going to the RTR. I didn't find no value there at all for me. And I've already said that. For me, there was no value because I'm not a newbie. But my biggest value was meeting people and getting to know people. I met a lot of nice subscribers and viewers. The people that were there, they're not the kind of people that I would associate traveling with, I guess, because they don't have the Christian values that I have. So, you know, if they were into tarot cards or astrology and things like that, that's not the kind of stuff that I kind of associate with. So I love everybody, but there's some things that make me feel uncomfortable. So I'm not sure if I would be comfortable traveling with people like that. But, you know, I love everybody and I love to be around them. So that's why I created the Caravans for the women, because we like to fellowship. Okay, so that is 74 days. Now we're going to go to the 30-day northbound trip, because as you know, I'm already back, but you know, it takes me time to edit videos, especially when I'm also doing videos for the other channel, and I have a lot of things going on here because I'm selling the Airstream. Best videos are actually coming up now, because now we're really moving with meeting other girls. So stay tuned this week, because I have new videos coming out and there's a lot of learning things there. Okay, so on that particular trip, I did 30 days traveling, and my gas was $565.39. My entrance fees for the Ark Encounters, parking there, I went to the Grotto, I paid $6 there. I went to the Parthenon, I spent $76 total. Camping fees, on my way out of Florida into Alabama, I stopped at an RV park for the night because it was really hot, and I was trying to figure out how I was going to do this generator thing with my AC. So I stopped there for the night for $17. And then when me, Susan, and Jerry went to the rec area, we paid $30 for 3 nights there, because it was more like dispersed camping, but what you have to pay there. So I also paid $10 to certify my propane tank, and that'll be coming up in a future video. And then I also bought some fans, and I'm including it here. DC fans were old. Those broke on this trip because I was using them nonstop. They would not turn off. I mean, I didn't even turn them off. They were on all the time. So I paid $20 in small little fans. Spent $48.64 in propane. And the only time I was using the propane really was, I wasn't even cooking with this propane. I was just using propane for my generator to run my AC. That was the only reason. And I was running it like a lot. I was only using 1 tank because my other one had to be certified. So 1 tank I was filling up. The average fuel for 1 tank was about $10.34. So if the tank was empty all the way empty, I was about $10. So in total for the 30 days that I was traveling, I spent $48 just in that, which is basically the cost of one RV park. I will have a video coming up about generator usage and why I would not travel with it without a generator again. So stay tuned for that video, because I'm going to explain more about this little detail in a future video, but not today's. To eat out, I spent about $50. I took the girls out, Jerry and Susan out. I took them out to Bojangles one night, and then I also bought some food to I think for our picnic also. We also had like a picnic where I bought some hot dogs, but I didn't buy the hot dogs, but I bought like beans or something like that. I don't remember, but it was. So the total amount, the grand number, dun, 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 was for 30 days of traveling, moving through Nashville, Kentucky, Tennessee, and Alabama. We went through there, was $817. Now that doesn't include my food. Like, I don't even account for that, because whether I'm home or I'm traveling, I still have to eat. But the eat out is important, because normally if I'm home, I wouldn't be eating out. So that is something that's more travel related. So those are my numbers for my trip. So $817 for 30 days, and we were moving. It's a Thanksgiving trip, so stay tuned for that. I may make an announcement and invite some of you to come along. I'm just waiting to see what we're gonna do, me and the girls. And so there's a Thanksgiving trip in Florida. If you're interested in coming, there might be a possibility that I will open it to the public. Next big trip is going to be to Montana next year, and I'm saving my money for that. I will be doing short trips here and there. I'll be going to doing a Thanksgiving camp out for Thanksgiving, and then for Christmas I'm planning on going to Miami, so I'll be traveling and seeing some stuff and connecting with people there. And then I'm hoping to do a meetup with the Caravans and with other people, probably open it up to the public sometimes at the end of January or February, because I know this year there's not going to be an RTR, but a lot of people are coming to Florida, so it'll be great to be able to have some kind of a meetup here where I can connect with other people. So those are like my plans, but who knows what's going to happen at the end of this time. Now that the election's coming up, who knows what's going to be, what we're going to have to deal with. So stay tuned. Next week I have a really exciting video for you about what could happen on the road we go to war. So stay tuned. Please subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell to subscribe when you do. And I thank you for watching. Have a lovely day. God bless.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell.
If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Have you ever dreamed of traveling but don't necessarily want to be alone? Well, now you can join the Ghost Squad Caravans. It's not part of a club, but of a nomadic community where uncommitted bonds are formed, where cliques with clubs can form and introverts or newbies to the group can feel left out. We are different. By connecting with other women during your travels, you can enjoy the uncommitted lifestyle that nomadic traveling provides, with an opportunity for you to fellowship, explore, share adventure, and sit with good company. Ghost Squad Caravans are here to give you a place within a space. This is your life, your choice. Make it your best season yet. We provide emergency contact, mentoring, support, group connection, and the ability to share those connections. Ability for you to locate your pals and connect with new ones. Encourage, inspire, but most of all to love with godly love within the nomadic lifestyle.